Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to the #1 Bitcoin pod, Bitcoin Vegas conference happening right now. I know Max Kaiser is speaking. Michael Saylor is going to be hitting the stage today. Lots of insights and highlights of what's going on in Vegas. We'll also be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis with 120,000 in play. Trump Jr., Eric Trump, says 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be worth an absolute fortune. Couldn't agree more. Shout out to the high priest. He's calling for the global bond apocalypse now. Also, Eric Adams calls for Bitcoin bond in New York City and an end to the state bit license. Also, VP JD Vance urges the Bitcoin community to embrace politics. Interesting. Also, Arcam claims to have found 87% of strategies Bitcoin stash. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Pakistan announces a Bitcoin strategic reserve. This was one of the big announcements yesterday on stage. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin analyst says the Bitcoin price peak between 220 and 330 range, still possible and in play. Also, Adam Back presents Blockstream's Bitcoin first infrastructure vision at Bitcoin 2025. He's calling for a $1 million Bitcoin price action. I'll be breaking down his timeline. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, right here in today's pod. Welcome everyone to the live stream, tri-stream. Shout out everyone in that chat. Short Queen, Ray Egan, DNA Noonan. Good to have you here, brother. Fist bump in advance. Of course, Ray Egan, always an honor. Sweet Biddy, always a pleasure. DNA doing his thing. Short Coin, always. Fairground, Washington for Cornwall, England, holding it down. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the X profile. You guys know what to do. All comments and quotes of the stream will get reposted in real time. So thank you guys in advance. Let's blow up the stream. This is the final day of Bitcoin Vegas. Ross Ulbricht will be speaking today. Mikey Saylor, ironic enough, is speaking at the 420 hour. Happy 420 for the broskies. That's a W. Also, we'll be premiering a brand new Chandy music video, the new Vegas anthem. I'm excited to share that later on. Loving the merch. Shout out Robert Colby. Of course, shout out our one and only Sergio for hooking up the caps over at bitcoincaps.net. Let's get it. Patricia Ruth in the building. Welcome to the live stream. And we're going to have a fantastic stream here today. Mark my words. Hi, Joe kids. Hi, Joe wives. Welcome to the uncensored version of the pod. This is how we do. You got double caffeinated, espressoed up JV with caffeine, soon to be in the bloodstream. So let's make some noise. Went to X to see you yesterday. Could not find the chat. Word up. I noticed there's like some cool little number 3 and 2 things. I don't know what that means. My first time seeing those. Well, apparently it's a king. So someone got the crown. Respect. All hail the king, the Biddy King. Shout out Mobile, Alabama. James Smith in the building. And again, welcome everybody. Bitcoin taking a bit of a correction today. Currently 106. We were in the green earlier. And ironic enough, that leveraged long trader, he was up to like 85 million in unrealized gains. Guess what? Now, 0. Womp womp. Degeneracy hits an all-time high. Go figure. It's crazy, too, because he's been posting everything publicly, so it gives the market makers the exact marker of where to liquidate them. And I think he just got liquidated again on his most recent long, ironic as that is. Yo, G, have a good day. Shout out EQ Clips, This Gong Strikers, for everyone joining us this fabulous Thursday. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. I know, Short Coin. We're less than 106 right now. Right on the mark, to be precise. Correct. 106, fair play. But anyways, welcome everyone to the stream. We're about to kick this mofo off. I'm going to sip on some of my espresso, repost everyone's comments. Let's get it. Now for some words from Michael Saylor before he hits the stage.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number 1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset,
it's going up and away, like Handyman and In Living Color days. Let me know if you guys get the reference. Up and away. Crash. Hilarious.
It's going up forever, Laura. Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all.
And shout out to our moderator and homie, Bring Facts. I said sending you some prayers. He was in an accident, and I know he was awaiting, I believe, the ambulance to take his daughter to the hospital. So please keep Mr. Fax in your prayers, him and his family, especially his daughter.
All your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go
mortgage the house. I heard Saylor told the Trump family to mortgage Mar-a-Lago and purchase Bitcoin. Let's go. The Saylor playbook.
Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years.
Yeah, it's a family business, Michael. What should I do?
And you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Live on and very much classy, yada, yada. Tune in already. Link below. Thank you, Violetta. Always appreciate it. Right back at you. Love and light, fam. Shout out Chandy10. Appreciate the repost. Hopefully you're enjoying Vegas as well. I know it's been a pretty lit conference. You guys are having a blast. Of course, we got JC Ice out there. We got Short Coin in the chat here with us today. I know we got Moonstone in Vegas. And I don't know if Tammy made it to Vegas, but I know Greg, he's in Vegas. A lot of our moderators holding it down. And I think Max was speaking last I checked. Shout out to the Crypto Surge as well. Let's see if we get any of those big Panama announcements. With Panama adopting a strategic reserve, we got the big announcement Pakistan is going to be doing so. So the game theory continues, fam. Let's go. We are not buying Bitcoin, we're selling the dollars. Well, sell the dollars, stack the biddy, whatever you want to call it. Shout out J. Doss in the building. Welcome to the live stream. And Violetta, there she is. Why ever not? Hello, fam, bros and sisters. Biddy baddies and biddy broskies unite from all over the flat plane. Nippinator, I think he senses a Gensler lurking in the shadows. Watch out, shadow folk. You have been warned by the Nip. Big Panama cigars, exactly. We got the Panama stogies. We'll get the Panama Canal. You want to enter the canal, you pay in the Bitcoin. It's all we're accepting moving forward. I'm just saying. Let's get it. That's right. Shout out to the third eye, the Jedi with the red eye, and do what it do. James Elsey by the dip. Join the Biddy News. CNA Fam-a-Lam. Thank you, James. Appreciate it, brother. Keep the comments coming. Looks like we're up to 600 people on the live stream. But yeah, nothing but bullishness on the markets. This is obviously the grand finale day of the big event. So we'll be keeping you covered with all the latest news of what's happening. Shout out Nippinator. Nippinator indicator in full effect. Nipsey, get him. Exactly. He got him. Plus I'm going to get you. Plus I got you. The Nippinator captured all the Bitcoin. And now there's a rapture. Stack the biddy. That's what I'm saying. Get him, Nippinator. Nippinator's on high alert. Happy 420 in advance. It's 411 here in Puerto Rico. So we're going to kick off the show. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, ring the bell, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode number 2006. I'm your host, JV. It's May 29, 2025, the final day of the Bitcoin Vegas conference. I'll be sharing all the highlights and everything you need to know, all the bullishness and everything in between. Let's kick it off with our market watch. The market did pull back yesterday and today. We're currently sitting just above 106. At the time of the live stream, oh no, down 0.9% on the day. What should we do? Ether took a step back. It did have a big pump yesterday. Today, it's still 1.2% in the green, trading in the 26 hundo range. XRP in a green. And let's actually check out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 3.36 trillion. The all-time high is 3.75 trillion. We're not too far off. The Bitcoin market cap today, ironic enough, is 2.1 trillion. You know, that sexy 21 number with the biddy. You already know that's a blackjack, baby. And yeah, let's actually check out the dominance. Went back on the decline, 62.7%. Ether dominance, a bit of a rise, I guess, taking that of the Bitcoin market cap. And yeah, checking out Top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got DEXY up 12%, followed by SPX up 6%, followed by Zcash just shy of 5%. But the bulk of the market obviously correcting and in the red, as we can see outlined here. Pulling up crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective. Let's start on the daily. And safe to say 60-40 red over green. Zooming out for the weekly, 80-20 red over green. And zooming out for the monthly, I'd say 70-30 green over red. And checking out the infamous crypto greed and fear index today, we're 74 greed. Yesterday 71, last week at 72, and last month was 60 in greed. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. As of today, we have 151,080 blocks until the halving of 2028. We're on block height number 898,920, fast approaching 7-digit territory here. And as of today, you can exchange one fiat monopoly tulip mania dollar for 944 sats, which means pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps. From my man Sergio, cop yourself a custom CNA Biddy exclusive, just like this. And of course, Sergio's out there in Vegas holding it down for the conference. Shout out Max Kaiser. I saw he was on stage. Serge sent me some photos. I can't wait to watch his actual speech. As always, he's always the highlight of the conferences, hands down. And of course, we're going to hear from Ross Ulbricht a little later, as well as Michael Saylor. A lot of the big names are speaking today. So hide your kids, hide your wives. Game on. Game on. What up? Mr. Bone Daddy in the building. I see the crown with the number 1. I don't know where that symbol came from, but I'm digging it. All hail the king. Nippinator, former chairman of the SEC. That's all I'm saying. And again, let me check a bit of the X feed. Welcome everyone joining us this fantastical Thursday afternoon. It's fast approaching 4:20 here. Obviously, 3-hour time difference in Vegas, so things are just heating up. Around 1 o'clock there. No Diddy. Tell him, why is the Bitcoin conference pushing Tether so hard? They're the largest, most trusted stablecoin in the world, and they deserve our respect, unlike Circle's USDC. That's my first instinct. I don't trust Circle USDC. So the only stablecoin I would trust is Tether. So hence, probably why they're pushing them. They're trustworthy, and they're Bitcoiners. And they have their headquarters now in Bitcoin country. I mean, respect. Shout out Chandy10, appreciate you. JB with the Bitty News and the entertainment. That's right. Are you not entertained? Crypto News Alerts is live. Thank you, Boss33. Always appreciated. Keep the comments coming live on the tube. Ahoy, there he is. Greg, how you enjoying the conference, brother? Made it back from Vegas. Just got back an hour ago. You left early, brother. Sweet Bitty McGee. The crown is for the community contributors. You can click the crown and see what it do. Wowzers, that's new to me. I dig it. I'm digging the crown. Shout out to the Bitty Kings and Queens holding it down. Without the gold by the pound, we're not Schiffmeisters, after all. You see, Peter Schiff had the balls to take all the credit. He says, I am single-handedly responsible for orange pilling and more people buying Bitcoin than anyone else here in the conference. The dude is living in a fantasy world. He thinks he's Max. And then he had to put Max down. Like, the nerve of that guy. I had to post something earlier about Peter Schiffmeister. Let me know if you saw the tweet that I shared. I wrote, Peter wishes he was Max Kaiser, hence why he gives Max no credit for sharing Bitcoin with him at $1, and then pretends he orange-pilled more people than Max and Stacy, which is all a part of the egotistical fallacy malarkey bullshit. Precisely. Max wrote, prostitute says he's responsible for more people taking penicillin than anyone else in the world. Exactly. The shit's hilarious at the end of the day. I also wrote something else, which is a great analogy. Let me see if that one pops up. I was getting a lot of love a little earlier when I shared it. Yeah, this is what I wrote. Inviting Peter Schiff to speak at the Bitcoin conference is equivalent to inviting Satan to speak at a Christianity conference, with Satan then taking all the credit for those who believe in Jesus. That's the Schiffmeister for you. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And by the way, one of my favorite Peter Schiff memes right there. So anytime you see Peter Schiff on X, make sure to troll him. I mean, if you're not trolling Peter, what are you doing with your life? Just saying. Bitcoin is the future of money. That's what I'm saying. Never going to 100K, Mr. Schiffmeister. That's the one.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset.
Oh, yeah. And Mahler's announced he's going to be sharing a proof of reserves for his Bitcoin treasury company. Unlike Mikey Saylor, there's going to be some competition there, yo. So you already know. And I saw Greg had a good comment and it passed by so quick. I blocked the trip long before they announced the Bitcoin Vegas conference. Just happened to be out there during the event Monday and Wednesday. Met the Oracle when I was out there. Fantastic. I'm glad you guys got to meet. Respect. I like the way JV says bullshit. Exactly. It's bullshit. It's malarkey. It's nonsense. Who's Peter? Exactly. Fairground. Never heard of him. Better late than never. Harry Balls in the building. Where you been, Harry? It's just not the same without you, brother. It's good to have the hairy balls back with us. That's all I'm saying. Mecha Nakamoto asks, when this cycle? Yeah, why not? Why not? Tether announces it owns over 100,000 Bitcoin and more than 50 tons of gold. Good Lord. Yeah, Tether's no joke. Massive players. Shout out East Afro King. Just hit you with a repost. Catherine Weaver, and I'm doing my best to keep up with you guys. Much appreciated. We're up to 400 people already on the live. I'm digging it. Can you smell what the rock is cooking, gentlemen? Because I'm smelling what the nip is cooking. And the Nippinator's in the kitchen like a young Gordon Ramsay in this piece. Yeah, I mean, beef Wellingtons, perfectly cooked by the nip. Don't be an idiot sandwich, says Ramses, and says Nippinator. You're speaking my language, Nip. Been stacking the sats. That's what's up, Harry Balls. Good excuse not to be on the live stream. Been busy stacking the sats. Peter Gold, that's all I know about him, precisely. Oh, what happened? Harry's just been hanging around, keeping it hairy. But anyways, let's continue. We do got a lot to share, fam. We're going to transition into our TA, a.k.a. Astrology for the Baddies. And we'll also be pulling up the live charts. Headline reads, Bitcoin 120 epic mic drop rally set. After the U.S. court blocks the Trump tariffs, what is the U.S. court's thinking? How dare they go against our POTUS? But anyways, Hundel said the decision would have a domino effect on the Bitty price, believing new all-time highs are imminent. I repeat, imminent. The momentum is largely irreversible. At this stage, take that, bears. Bitcoin's current all-time high is 112, according to the Coinbase, reached on May 22nd, 7 days ago precisely. That's right. The Trump admin reportedly filed an appeal to the court's decision, and Hundel said that regardless of whether it presents new justification on the tariffs, the market sentiment has already changed. Here's one thing I know for certain. You can't tariff the Bitty. You can't tariff the Bitty or the Nippy. Nippinator goes up forever along with the Bitcoin. It's just the way it is. Deal with it. It blows a hole in the trade talks either way you slice the pie. The pumpkin pie, not the pizza pie. No Pizzagate here, no Diddy. And that means we're likely to witness a significant repositioning of the market. Precisely. On April 2nd, Trump signed the infamous executive order and claimed an emergency power, levying so-called reciprocal tariffs on every country starting with 10% and even hit China with a 50% tariff. Take that, China. Trump's initial tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, introduced in early February, the best month of the year, I dare say, were widely seen as the primary catalyst behind the Bitcoin falling below 100 G's. Oh no, end of the world. But guess what? We just hit 112. Take that, Peter Schiff. The trade war likely delayed a meaningful greed rally. You damn greedy mofos. But it didn't bury it. The trend is higher. According to the BitMEX founder, Arthur Hayes just blazed. Happy 420. Buy everything round DOS Yahtzee mofos. Quoting the great crypto analyst Bitcoin Ranchy. I despise ranch dressing. I hope they didn't name them after the ranch dressing, but I digress. Trump tariffs are illegal. Does that mean we get the green candles all around? Why not? Green candles? You get a green candle. You get a Lambo. It's like sending biddies on the Oprah show back in her prime, when she was linking up with Diddy doing those rounds at the Diddy parties. But I digress. Hundel said the wall of money is coming into the Biddy through the corporation. Spot Bitcoin ETFs on retail. The trading week ended May 23rd, saw the U.S.-based spot ETFs record a total of $2.75 billion, ultimately meaning the inflows are back, like the Backstreet Boys. We've never left the stadium. We're still right here, guys. The court accelerated the rotation into risk assets across the U.S. and Asia. He added that the data signals a solid floor for the demand on the spot Bitcoin and very solid consensus for 120. I'm also thinking 120, the most logical target this upcoming month of June as we put a bow on May. Let me know if you agree with that. And then we have the Standard Chartered head of global, Geoff Kendrick, not to be confused with Kendrick Lamar. Wop, 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 wop. JB mess him up. But he's expecting Bitcoin to hit 120 for the first half of 2025 and route to 200,000 by the year end. And FYI, BlackRock is the primary shareholder of Standard Chartered. And if you don't know, maybe now you do. And check this out. Yesterday, Eric Trump said 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be worth an absolute fortune. Let me know if you are a 0.1 Bitcoiner, which at today's price is less than 10,000. It may transform your financial landscape for the rest of your world and for your children's children. There's just no telling, because with a constipated finance Janet Yellen, Bitcoin's going up forever lower. And quoting the high priest, there's a global bond apocalypse occurring. Interest on the UK government debt looks ready to break out to the upside. No different with the Japanese government debt. Brace for the crash of the British pound. Hedge against that crash with Bitcoin, the greatest hedge, I dare say. And let's pull up some of the live charts. We'll do a little live chart. Action Jackson, Satisfaction, Old School Bo Jackson, Tony Braxton for the baddies, of course. And again, welcome everyone joining us this fantastical day. But let's transition a bit here. You should be able to see on your screen live chart daily. We're going to zoom it into the hourly, and then we'll work our way back. This is brought to you via TradingView, via Coinbase. Why Coinbase, JB? Well, it's the largest exchange in the U.S., and I would dare say the majority of the people in the U.S. are using Coinbase for convenience, and that's why we're using it for the charts. But anyways, you can see on the hourly chart, we do have that bull target back in play of 116.3. It is a bullish pennant. You can see we are green overall thus far for the past hour, but we did have a steep correction here this morning, and we're starting to pump back. Is the bottom in for the day, or will we correct even lower? You let me know. Your guess is as good as Peter Schiff's. And zooming out from there, and Jim Cramer, in which is the only one qualified to give us financial advice, and everything you hear in this stream, no financial advice, because my name's not Jim Cramer. However, if you're seeking financial advice, Jim Cramer is completely qualified by the U.S. government to give you that financial advice you're not seeking. Ironic, isn't it? But anyways, check this out. The 4-hour chart also shows a green bull scenario, bullish pennant sensation. That's right. 116.3 in play right now with the rising wedgie, the only wedgie I approve of. And zooming out from the 4-hour, we'll check out the 1 day, and then the 1 week, and then the 1 month. And the daily thus far, corrective. It's been corrective past couple of days. Obviously, last week we hit the top, current all-time high, 112 price discovery. No particular bull scenarios on the daily chart, so we're going to skip the bearish shenanigans, you know what I mean? Save that for the shiffinator. And checking out another rising wedgie weekly chart, and the significance here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green consecutive candles thus far. Obviously, we're towards the end of the week now. There's a red forming, but it's still early. So maybe we'll get our 8th green consecutive weekly close, which I don't think we've ever seen since the inception of the Genesis block. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall ever seeing 8 consecutive green weekly candle closes. But then again, this is unprecedented time, unprecedented institutional FOMO like a mofo, I dare say. And zooming out from there, and we also have the 124,000 sexy cup and handle target in play each and every day. Bitcoin Super Saiyans reunite. I was watching Dragon Ball last night, just FYI. But anyways, on the monthly chart, we're back in a green for the month of April and the month of May. And will the bullish momentum continue into the month of June? You guys let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Again, welcome everyone to the live show. I appreciate you guys. We got a super Jay Coleman. Click the like for the fam, and let's motherfucking go. You get a gong strike. You get a gong strike. And if you don't know now, you know, fam-a-lam. Let me know who watched Max Kaiser's speech. I know he was just giving a speech when I went live. I don't know if he's still live there, but I would assume some announcement is going to be made regarding Panama. Later in the stream, I'll check his wall for the latest announcements and anything that he may have shared in which we missed. Doing my part at the Bitcoin Mart, filling the cart to the content of my heart. Thunder duck with the bars. With the bars. Reminds me of a young Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Better watch out, you bad boys, including Diddy. He referred to himself as a bad boy. In fact, the name of his label, Bad Boy. Interesting. Pretty damn bad, if I were to say. Shit. But welcome again, Biddy fam. Let me check that feed as I continue to sip on the espresso. Don't forget to hit the repost. It's free to do so. Historic times we're living in, fam. Very historic. Live and very much. Word, a 0.25 working on my way more. Shout out the Snark Knight. And congrats on that, fam. Darth Melda, same bit time, same bit channel. Back in the flesh. Nipinator's the new Batman. One thing I know for certain, never seen Nip and Batman in the same room at the same time. So 7 days a week. Your only Bitcoin news source, that's what I'm saying. If it ain't JV, why even tune in? That's all I'm saying. And thank you guys again for all the comments. I think I reposted everybody. My house is full of boxes and the dishes to bring to the cabin. Nice. Is that a permanent move, or is it like the cabin is for like getaways and you're still going to have your other house? Good Boy Records just doesn't have the same ring. I remember the clothing brand when I lived in California as a kid. I remember rocking Bad Boy, but it was like nothing to do with Diddy. It was just like a clothing brand. Whatever happened to Bad Boy? Do you guys remember that? Panama Insights. Is Panama going to adopt strategic Bitcoin reserve? We already got Pakistan. Done deal, baby. Come on now. Come on now. I love Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Second home, JV. Living the Biddy high life, short coin. Well done. I love it.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
There's an espresso in JV's hand. Tax that.
There's no second best crypto asset. It isn't slightly different.
Slightly different. What do you guys think about Jack Mallers announcing proof of reserves for his treasury Bitcoin company? Unlike Michael Saylor, Saylor says it's a bad idea. Mahler says it's a great idea. Who do you trust? Who do you believe? Let me know your thoughts. Get some, boy. You got to get it. Salacious. Much appreciated. Keep comments a-flowing. Stacking Biddy like there's no tomorrow. Stacking Biddy like a young P. Diddy. Fudge packing the Bieber. I know it's a nasty analogy, but it's a reality. Stacking the Oh my God. Anyways, Knoxville in the building. I already spent a lot of the time in the Panama. Me too. I used to go to Panama a lot when I lived in Costa Rica, go to Nicaragua. May have to move. It's actually pretty nice in Panama, especially Panama City. It's very developed. And you wouldn't expect it. And I remember back when I was there, it was a long time ago, real estate was already ridiculous. Like little condo high-rises were like $500,000. This was like a decade ago. I can only imagine real estate with further inflation, what you can actually afford in Panama City compared to when I was last hanging out there. Is anyone who tunes into the stream from Panama? Let me know. Obviously, Panama is a major destination as well when you go to Bitcoin country. That was actually the airport I stopped at. Massive airport. The Panama airport is major. It's like a shopping mall. When you are tied to the markets, don't you show everything, Sailor, that is? Some. That's what you would think. JV looking fit and strong like always. That's right. Looking like a young Vin Diesel. And JV, I dare say, young Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Like back when he did the movie Twins with Danny DeVito, Schwarzenegger. Nipinator is like a young Danny DeVito. I don't make the rules. Two schools of thought, but I think Mahlers is a brilliant young man, has very solid financial backing. Saylor and company plays a leverage game big time. Do you think that leverage game is dangerous? Or do you think he knows precisely what he's doing? Let me know. I want to hear your feedback. And looks like we're up to 700 people on the stream. It's a tri-stream live stream. We are live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, and I will be streaming for the next couple of hours. This is a big day, obviously, the final day of the conference in Vegas, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you everything relevant, breaking news, and what's really happening over there. And I'm still reposting everybody. Thanks again, Harry Balls and Darth Melda and the Snark Knight. You guys are the bomb diggity. Of course, the East Afro King and the rest of the fam. Much appreciate y'all. Typically, leverage equals risk precisely, and the more leverage you're trading with, the more risk. That's a given. What company is the Spindrift you're drinking? Today, I actually don't have any Spindrift. Today, it's just coffee, espresso to be exact, and some 9.5 pH. I got backup bottles as well. You got to stay hydrated. Hydration, hydration, hydration. It's kind of like stacking sats. You stay hydrated. Because what good is stacking sats when you're dehydrated? And do you know like 90% of the population is just permanently dehydrated? Real talk. They don't drink enough water. The only way to get the proper hydration is water. And if you want a cheat code, you take Celtic salt or Himalayan pink salt and put those crystals on your tongue before you drink your water, and the water will actually be absorbed by your cells. Otherwise, your cell is not going to be able to absorb the water, and you could be drinking liters of water every day and still be dehydrated. That's a little cheat code I learned from Barbara O'Neill. I watched her training on hydration and heart health and blood pressure, and it talked about the importance of proper salt. Table salt is poison. It literally poisons the body, and there's only 2 minerals in it. Celtic salt and Himalayan pink salt, you get 85 out of the 90 plus minerals your body needs, and it's good for you. And I also learned it's just as unhealthy to eat no salt than it is to eat table salt. So either way, you're doomed. The only proper way to do it, Celtic salt or Himalayan pink salt. Stop eating the table salt poison, and don't think you don't need salt, because it's important for you to get the proper hydration from the water you're putting in your body from a cellular level. And that's my health tip of the day. Not health advice. I'm not qualified like a doctor to write a prescription to poison you. Thank God. But I digress. Also, 9.5 pH water is very good for hydration naturally, as 7.0 is dead water. So the difference between alkalized water and dead water is one water's living, the other is dead. What do you think is better for your body? Go figure. But anyways, people forget minerals are very key for the hydration. Exactly. You need the proper minerals. Drink the seawater. Problem solve? No, thank you. But our body is filled with salt water. That's why when you sweat, you taste the salt, whether from under your arm or, you're sweating out in the sun, or when you tear, you can taste the saltiness. That's because we need the salt water, but we need the proper salt. And society teaches us, any of the salts you get from fast food, that's the poison salt, the poison salt, the poison salt. Stay away from the poison, broskies. But anyways, not all Himalayan salt is actually Himalayan salt, of course, just like not all olive oil is really olive oil. So be careful where your sources and where you get them from. You are right. And just because it says sea salt does not mean it's the good sea salt. Oftentimes, it's the poison sea salt. So you got to be careful and do a little research. It would be worth to do so. And so I told my mom's blood pressure got a little high, and she's like, the doctor wants me to take these drugs. I'm like, before you do that, and I recommended the Himalayan pink salt before she drinks her water in the morning. Lo and behold, her blood pressure lowered naturally, because it's important to have thin blood to have good heart health. And what happens is, if you're not properly hydrating, your cells become inflamed because your cell can't absorb the water because you're lacking the minerals in which you need in order. But anyways, salt is a alkaline and controls the pH balance in the body. Makes perfect sense. Also, you can alkalize the body from putting a lime or lemon in your water, which is another cheat code for those who don't know, considering I look like a lemon today with the yellow. A little tippy tip. But hopefully you appreciate some of this knowledge, man. Pass it on. Make sure you're following Barbara O'Neill over on X. Okay. Good to note. But, yeah. We're going to continue with the news. Still got a lot to share. Welcome, everyone, joining the stream. Salt can be both acid or alkaline, depending upon the salt. Exactly. There's good and bad salt. One's poison and one's good. And we should be eating more of the good and less of the bad. But unfortunately, 99% of you are eating the bad salt. And that's why I felt it was relevant to bring up during the Bitcoin pod. But next story of the day, we did the TA. Next up, we're going to discuss NYC bit bonds, as per Mayor Adams, who was the mayor of New York, and he spoke actually yesterday at the conference. Here's the headline: Eric Adams calls for Bitcoin bond in NYC and an end to the state bit license. Okay. New York City Mayor Mr. Adams says he'll ensure a Bitcoin bond is launched in the city and renewed his call to axe New York's bit license program. Speaking at the Bitcoin 2025 conference, Adams pledged to advocate for the support and creation of municipal bonds backed by the Biddy. Quoting him here, "We have financial instruments for all other bonds. You can have tax-exempt bonds and other bonds. It is the first time in history of the city we have a financial instrument that is made for those who are holders of the Bitcoin. I believe we need to have a bit bond, and I'm going to push to fight to get the bit bond to New York so you can do those same bond investments in New York City." Obviously, New York's on like its whole other category of bullshit when it comes to like regulation and stuff. So a lot of like pro-crypto things have always been banned or unable to do in New York, so he looks like he's trying to change it. Adams didn't share the details about how the bit bond would work. However, a March 31st policy brief paper from the advocacy group Bitcoin Policy Institute proposed a model where the holders receive an annual interest rate of 1% for 10 years. When the bond matures, holders also receive a percentage of any of the Bitcoin market gains. At the same time, 90% of the funds raised through the bonds are allocated to government spending, while 10% is used to purchase Bitcoin, according to the Bitcoin Policy Institute's bond policy brief. Adams also called for repealing New York's bit license program, which the state launched in 2015, requiring crypto businesses to apply for a license with the New York Department of Financial Services and meet strict compliance standards. The bit license program has received criticism from the industry, and Adams also said the measure is too costly with the high licensing fees, and it is too stringent with the anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and know your customer measures we know as KYC. Quoting him here, "You have a mayor who is the crypto mayor, is the Bitcoin mayor, and I want to back the city of New York where you won't be attacked and criminalized. Let's get rid of the Biddy license and allow us to have the free flow of Bitcoin in our city. Can I get an amen? No diddy." USDC stablecoin issuer Circle, the one we don't like, was one of the first crypto companies to receive the bit license. Others since followed, including crypto exchange Coinbase trading firm Bakkt. Adams has also actively pushed to attract crypto firms to NYC. As part of the most recent effort, Adams told the inaugural New York City Crypto Summit on May 20th he was creating a digital advisory council to attract jobs and investments. Meanwhile, May 12th, Adams announced financial services company Figure and private equity firm Traction and Scale would be assisting the city into the crypto efforts. And if you don't know now, you know. So there you go. Mayor Adams, bullish on the Biddy, wants to make New York City great again. Table salt has added ingredients. Exactly. It's ultimately rat poison. Do you know if you put fish in the table salt, they'll all die? That's all you need to know. It's poison. And we're poisoning our body with the table salt, which is horrid for you. So just remember, every time you eat out, you're eating poison salt designed to poison your body, and which kills animals, rats, fish. So just use your own imagination what it's doing to the humans. And it's not a mystery why half of the United States are obese. It's not just, oh my God, it's just a coincidence. Everyone doesn't eat right. Everyone eats the poison salt, the poison sugar, the poison wheat, the poison gluten, the poison GMO, the poison fluoride, the poison chemtrails. Tell me something you're putting in your body that's not poison. I'll wait. But I digress. If it's not natural and God created it, it's not real, it's processed, and it's poison. Simple and plain. 99% of your options, supermarket, poison, poison, poison. It's like Belle Biv DeVoe. That girl is poison. I'll take it back to the 90s if I have to. I'll pull out my MC Hammer pants. His hammer go hammer, his MC Hammer, and the rest can go in play. Can't touch this. Too legit to quit. You feel me? I heard they finally outlawed the fluoride in Florida. I'll believe it when I see it. I've been hearing this. I've been hearing Kennedy was going against taking the fluoride out of the water. But I'm very skeptical because, you know what I mean? I'm just skeptical. That's all I'm saying. Still not drinking the sink water, regardless if there's fluoride in it or not. You don't drink the sink water. Because regardless if they remove the fluoride, there's going to be about 1,000 other toxic chemicals in your water supply. The problem is they're adding the fluoride into the drinking water. That's the issue. Fluoride, fluorinated toothpaste, fluorinated mouthwash, fluorinated drinking water. What's next? Fluorinated Taco Tuesday? It's just unacceptable at this point. That's like Bukele making a law, all the Papusa restaurants, we're adding fluoride to protect your teeth. Or we're adding the fluoride to make you dumbed down and retarded so you can't fight back against the forces of evil. One of the two. Bitcoin's 95, 105 range and focus. Now we're talking. 10 billion Bitcoin options expiry lumen. Now we're talking. I want to drill a hole and get me my own water. Be water, my friend.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot.
And Shandy, I did get your message. We should get things fixed. I guess the particular account is having issues, but there she is. We summoned her. Appreciate the yellow. It matches my lemon shirt. She put my comments disappear on the other account, but good to be back. JV missed you, and thanks for the grace. You're very welcome. It's sure not the same without you, so we missed you as well. And we will be playing the brand new Vegas Anthem video we've never shared. We'll be premiering it a little later. So this gong strike is for Chandy 10. Much appreciated. Be water, my friend. Let's go! Baby. Doc Airline in the building. Welcome, Fam-a-lam, and the rest of the fam. It's 4:44 here, Puerto Rico. Means it's 1:44 Vegas time. 840 live viewers. Let us know your experience thus far, Chandy, being in Vegas. I know you've been there all week. So let us know your experience thus far. And we're going to continue with the news as we do got lots to share. We always drink gallons of spring water that is delivered. And unfortunately, they may be adding fluoride to your spring water, so you may want to look into that because they don't have to legally disclose it anymore. So almost all water that you buy has fluoride added to it. Almost all. So you can never be too careful. You know what I mean? Welcome back. Let's go. But yeah, here's the latest with JD Vance, our VP of the United States of America. He was the keynote speaker yesterday at the conference. Mr. JD Vance urges Bitcoin community to embrace politics. United States, JD took the stage to deliver the keynote address at the Bitcoin 2024 Vegas conference, encouraging Bitcoiners to deepen their involvement in politics. Vance highlighted the strategic and geopolitical importance of the biddy, emphasizing the U.S. should maintain leadership of the crypto industry to remain competitive in the age of digital finance. Vance also shared with the audience what happens in the world of politics, what happens in the world of bureaucracy will affect even the most transformational and valuable technologies if we don't make the right decisions. The first thing that I would ask you is to take the momentum of your political involvement in 2024 and carry it forward to 2026 and beyond. Don't ignore politics because I guarantee you, my friends, politics is not going to ignore this community. Not now, not in the future. And that's directly coming from JD, not JV, just for clarity. Bitcoin continues to gain JV says, fuck politics, but hey, that's just me. Institutional legitimacy has also been elevated to an asset class with macroeconomic geopolitical importance. Market analysts and Bitcoin advocates warn that the global race to acquire Bitcoin is underway between the sovereign powers. Meanwhile, Bitcoin maxis and market analysts argue that high-stakes game theory compels nations to adopt Bitcoin precisely. Hence, we just got the country of Pakistan announcing adopting a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We got Conor McGregor proposing for a Ireland Bitcoin strategic reserve. Shout out Conor. And you already know, shout out Bukele, the first ones to do it big in Bitcoin country. Due to the downside of opportunity cost of not adopting the scarce digital asset as the sovereign competitors do, meaning you adopt it or you get left behind. This alleged nation state fear of missing out. This is state level FOMO like a mofo, was amplified by the U.S. President Trump pro-crypto stance, including the creation of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and the Crypto Advisory Council led by Nipinator. The regulatory shift of the U.S. prompted other governments to indicate a possible policy reset on cryptos and Biddy. The government of India, for example, is reconsidering its crypto policies in response to a regulatory change of the U.S.'s India's Economic Affairs Secretary AJ said digital assets do not care about the borders. That's right, Biddy's borderless. Unlike the fiat, unlike the gold, and the rest of the commodities that are wannabe Biddies, take that. And there you have it, coming directly from J.D. Vance. No relation to JV. Nippinator indicator, full effect. He's showing off the gonads. That typically means he's very bullish on the future long-term trajectory. Just saying. 88 degrees in Idaho. Oh, snap. 100 Saturday. Cannot wait to drive to cooler Montana. How long are you in Montana for? Enjoy yourself and safe travel. And 88 degrees sounds fantastic. 100 degrees kind of reminds me of Puerto Rico today. Hot as fuck. Just saying. I'm still here, going to ride the stratosphere tonight. Wishing you lots of luck. You got to record that. I would assume you have some form of a GoPro or something and get that on film. We're looking forward to that. Who's selling the Biddy to the likes of Panama, Pakistan, and Sailor? Larry Fink. Not me, and not Nippinator. Nippinator indicator. That's the ultimate buy signal of the century. 888 live viewers on the live stream. New York weather is trash. Can't argue there. But yeah, too cold for my blood, but some people like that cold weather. So what are you going to do? What are we going to do? You know what I mean? But anyways, yes, hoping to record it. Awesome. Montana, 15 days. Excellent. You'll be at the cabin. Awesome. And when you're not at the cabin, then is it just going to be a secondary vacation home that is vacant, or do you plan on renting that out or something? I was curious. It was 90 in Libsyn today. Well, 90 doesn't sound so bad. Doesn't sound as bad as a hundo. I would assume in Vegas it's hot as fuck right now as we're entering the summertime. Let me know if that's accurate, or did you guys get a cool down Vegas experience thus far? Here in Puerto Rico, cloudy day, but hot as a mofo. You feel what I'm saying? But, the Knicks play today, Serge. They got to win or they're out. This is their last chance. They got to win all the games from here versus the Pacers. I think the series is 3-1. So they need 3 in a row to knock out the Pacers, which is not going to be easy. But I'm rooting for them. I'm going to Montana to buy some cabins and set up some miners. Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a miner. That's awesome. Are you really going to Montana to do that, Serge? Good stuff. But anyways, let's continue with the news. We covered the latest from J.D. Vance. Let me sip some more of the espresso. I can't believe I still got it. The worst is when it gets cold, because it's like, it's not as easy to drink when it's warm, but let me down this mofo. Cheer me on. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Gnats better not get my airspace. A little rough. That was pretty cold. But anyways, I got the caffeine. That's all that matters. JV, yes, it'll be the second home. Still need to clean it, put the flooring and the panels. So still putting work in it. Good stuff. It looks beautiful. And it looks like there's no interference with anyone. So you got your own privacy out there in the wilderness. And take some wild mushrooms and you'll enjoy it. Psilocybin, God's little helpers. 84 Montana, literally a breeze. Overkill 007, welcome to the live stream. We're almost 1,000 live, and we still got a lot to share. That's some more water. Let me tell you something. Okay, mad props. I appreciate you spreading the word about the poison in our food. I have been finding all this stuff out more recently myself. Definitely want to eat better. More power to you. It's my honor. I've been exposing this type of stuff for 2 decades. Since I was a young adult, I've been, preaching about poisonous jabs and poisoning our food and MSG and fluoride. I actually did a video 15 years ago on how they used the fluoride to stagnate the pineal gland to disconnect us from God and Christ consciousness and intelligent infinity and the God frequency. So this has always been a passion of mine long before I discovered Bitcoin. But naturally, it's like trying to awaken the masses is like, it's almost impossible, but we do our part. And so more power to you for recognizing it, because most people, they only listen to their doctor because they only know how to respect your authority. In school, they brainwash you. Only accept what the authority tells you. Never question the science. Never question the science, JV. Oh, you don't believe in science? Fauci, you don't believe in the science? No, I don't, motherfucker. What I thought that kind of sucked about the Bitcoin conference in Vegas is that you had to buy the pass to the event to get to the vendor section. That is interesting. I didn't know that either. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, the privacy is in the mountains. How do you feel about BlackRock's goal and tokenizing everything, including you and me? And we all know they're evil. I don't even want to get into my BlackRock rant, but obviously I don't trust them. They're ultimately the people that control the world. That's how they do it, through the financial system. And I do understand they're trying to tokenize everything. Obviously, they're accumulating Bitcoin now, and they want as much Bitcoin as possible. So my advice, do not sell your Bitcoin, because guess what? Either Larry Fink's going to buy it, Michael Saylor's going to buy it, Jack Mallers is going to buy it, Kathy Wood is going to buy it, and you're going to end up buying back a portion of that Bitcoin for an astronomical amount. So those who recognize that now and do not sell their Bitcoin and start stacking accordingly, there's hope. If not, we're pretty much doomed. If you're a non-Bitcoiner, I dare say, enjoy the fiat apocalypse. Sorry. You've been warned. I tell my baby to challenge her teachers anytime she finds them questionable. She's been written. I love that. And that's exactly what I teach my little one as well. Question everything. Don't just blindly accept something just because they're an authority. And you can now do your own research. You have the internet. It's not hard to do. You can actually find out a lot of the truth if you're willing to seek it out. Most people aren't. They're just like, I'm too busy watching Netflix. I don't care about the truth. Just give me the poison jab. I'll eat the poison food, eat the bugs, and be happy. Anyways, next story of the day, yo. Here's the latest with the MicroStrategy. As you know, Saylor, a few days back, was asked about the proof of reserves, and he ultimately said, I think it's a bad idea. It's a security risk. Ironic enough, Jack Mallers' company says the opposite. They're going to be showing their proof of reserves. Well, here, Arkham claims to have found 87% a Strategy's Bitcoin. If you're not familiar with Arkham, it's an intelligence firm, so more than likely they did find it. Blockchain Arkham claims to have uncovered previously undisclosed wallet addresses tied to Strategies, potentially exposing billions of Bitcoin holdings. In a post referencing the Strategy co-founder, executive chair Saylor's commitment to privacy, Arkham claimed that it had identified an additional 70,800 Bitcoin linked to Strategy B, and at the current price, this stash is roughly $7.6 billion. Arkham said the newly identified wallets bring Strategy's total identified holdings to 54.5 billion. If accurate, the findings suggest Arkham has mapped out most of the company's stash, making it the first entity to publicly associate the wallets with the firm. Now, Saylor said he would never reveal his addresses. So we did, Arkham wrote, adding that the amount represents 87% of the total Bitcoin holding Strategy. Does that mean 12.5% is missing or just uncovered? What are your thoughts? Arkham and Strategy obviously didn't respond for commenting, but nonetheless, this is what they shared. Arkham, we tagged 107,000 Bitcoin sent from MSTR Fidelity deposits. And then it says over 327,000 Bitcoin held in segregated custody, including Coinbase Prime being the primary custodian. They're also the primary custodian of most of the ETF issuers like BlackRock, etc. Arkham claims follow comments from Saylor about the risk of publishing the wallet addresses. At the conference, Saylor said publishing wallet addresses is dangerous. Call me Danger JV. For companies holding the biddy. Jack Mallers says, fuck the bullshit. We're sharing the proof of reserves. No institutional grade or enterprise security analyst would think it's a good idea to publish all of the wallet addresses such that you can be tracked back and forth. So is he just paranoid? He's speaking at 420 today. You tell me. The executive said making wallets public allows every future transaction to be scrutinized. There's truth to that, but who cares if you're doing everything by the book and not doing anything illegal? You understand? Like, that's the whole point of the blockchain. Exposing a company to risk that may not be immediately apparent. Well, allegedly now Arkham has done the good deed. To highlight his point, Saylor suggests using AI to explore the issue. Fuck AI. Saylor said, if a user puts AI in deep think mode and asks about the security problems associated with publishing wallet addresses, the executive said the response could get 50 pages of security problems. Why don't you just give us the top problem? Because to me, it just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. You tell me though, guys, what do you think with all this? And while the blockchain data is publicly available, the accuracy of claims related to the wallet ownership have been questioned before. At the height of the Mantra token collapse, Mantra CEO denied accusations of insiders dumping their token. The executive accused Arkham of mislabeling the wallets and identified as belonging to the insiders. But you let me know your thoughts with the Giga Chat, and I'll read your comments out loud before we dive into the next story of the day. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. Looks like we just hit 1,000 people. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I feel like BlackRock's going to own the majority and going to price slam the price. Isn't it a derivative and will all be ducked? They are already the one manipulating the price. Appreciate the feedback, I own. Sweet Biddy, we got to take care of the younger generation. Exactly. Who else is going to do so? Now they want to be able to not publicly accumulating the Bitcoin as well. JV and the other flocker danger. Yes, right. J to the motherfucking danger mouse. And danger nipinator chasing the danger cat. Shout out to the Danger Darkwind Duck where we're at it. JB, thoughts on the recent work of the Bitcoin passive income attempts? I'm not sure what precisely you're referring to there. The recent Bitcoin passive income attempts? What do you mean? To the point of the Bitcoin block screeners, eh? You guys break down more in depth what you're alluding to, and I'll better understand. Thank you guys. 700 millions, billions and billions. Satoshi, baby. Thank you, Chandy, with the repost on Steven. Jay Coleman, cheers, brother. Keep the comments a-coming. They not like us. We not like them. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, yo. And I'm going to be reading to you whatever's trending as well, which is going on right now as we're streaming. I'll do that after my feature story. We got 2 more stories, big stories coming up. Pakistan announcing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve at the conference. And then the latest from Bitcoin OG Adam Back, in which we all respect. And then, I'll give you all the updates. We'll do all that fun stuff. We'll do the live Q&A. And, of course, we're also going to flip it to the uncensored version of the pod as soon as we're done with our feature story here in roughly 10 minutes. So make sure, if Serge or somebody, put the Rumble link in the chat. I'll pin it to the top. And as soon as the YouTube stream ends, we'll continue with the uncensored version of the pod exclusive on X and Rumble. So if you can drop the link like you did yesterday, I'll pin it. And that way it's easy for everyone to find. I appreciate it. Thanks in advance. JD Vance. Okay, do you think it is wise, JV, to own a bit of everything gold, silver? No. Personally, I'm not even a fan of gold and silver. I only own gold that I wear for jewelry that has sentimental value because of my deceased grandfather and father left me their gold. But besides sentimental value, I have no attachment to gold because I believe Bitcoin will continuously outpace gold and silver and every asset on the planet exponentially as it has since the inception. You know what I mean? So I personally don't think, that there's the phrase, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, if you got the best basket, I would put all my eggs in the best basket. If my basket of eggs was protected by a firmament, which is impenetrable and it can't break my eggs, sign me up, I'm all in. And that's Bitcoin. That may be the greatest metaphor of all time. Bitcoin is like having a basket of eggs with a firmament protected by God. Take that, gold bugs. I just made that metaphor up, and I don't think it gets better than that. God protecting your basket of eggs, which is the Bitcoin, and a God-protected firmament. Why would I dare, change my basket up? I'm all in with the biddy, right? Now, if you don't believe in Bitcoin, then it would make sense. Well, I should have some alternatives just in case the old man, Dan Pena, is right and it goes to zero. Well, then at least I got some chicken eggs and some unvaxxed sperm in my portfolio. But besides that, all I'm saying, silver was used in electronics. Yeah, it's used in electronics. Is it a great store of value? I don't think so. There's nothing going to compare to the apex predator. Try taking a load of the gold on the airplane. And I also read DeSantis is going to make gold and silver legal tender in Florida. My mom sent me the article earlier, and I'm just like, Mom, who's going to use gold to buy groceries? Like, seriously? Is this DeSantis? Make the Bitcoin legal tender. Well, I mean, what's gold? And no one's walking around with gold bars and silver coins like not even Peter Schiff, the biggest gold advocate, owns any gold. In his own words from an interview, the majority of his portfolio is overseas gold stocks, which means he owns derivatives, IOUs to the precious metal. Can't make this shit up. We're living in a simulation. It's easy. After the stream, that's the one, brother. Let's go ahead and pin that. Much appreciated. As soon as the YouTube stream is finito, go to the pinned comment for the Rumble. Rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net for the uncensored version of the pod. That's when things get very exciting. JB, will the world currency? Why not Bitcoin? That's what I'm saying. DeSantis. Don't fuck this one up, dude. Then force the late adopters to the other countries to buy the paper Bitcoin backed by the reserve. Exactly. Have fun staying poor with your derivatives. Best metaphor ever. Thank you, sweet Biddy. Respect. You got to strike the gong for that one. So yes, you want to be protected from the fiat bond apocalypse? All you have to do is put all of your eggs in one basket. And all of those eggs should be Bitcoin, 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 because it's protected by the firmament created by God. And it doesn't get no greater than that. Good luck, lizard folk. Good luck, Satan. Try to penetrate that motherfucker, Elon. Send all the rockets you want through that firmament. Not gonna bust. All I'm saying. A speaker at the Bitcoin conference was pushing gold-backed Bitcoin. What am I missing? Why does that not excite me? Is he seeking your Bitcoin to give you a token allegedly backed by gold that is not Bitcoin? Here's the deal. The conference is filled with people shilling you whatever their corporate agenda is so that you give them your Bitcoin. And if you're retarded enough to believe these people, like the Winklevoss twins, sure, take my Bitcoin. Give me your IOU Bitcoin and your company. Great. Are you starting to see the bigger picture? There's nothing greater than holding the underlying asset. Michael Saylor's own words, his most famous phrase, there is no second best. However, ironically, people are giving the best asset, Bitcoin, and instead of just holding the greatest asset, like Michael Saylor says, they're sending their money to MicroStrategy for the company to hold the Bitcoin for them so that they hold and own no Bitcoin. You can't make this shit up. And all the other corporate entities are doing the same thing. Hey, you can trust me. I got the orange hat on. Send me your Bitcoin. I'll send you the gold back coin. Suckers. This is what we're dealing with. I agree, says Shortcoin. Can't make this shit up. Just a huckster. Precisely. They're shilling. Shilling like a Peter Schiff villain. It's no different than Peter Schiff saying, send me your Bitcoin, guys. I'm going to sell you some gold derivatives. Don't worry. The gold derivatives, it's backed in Fort Knox. There's no reserve that's public, but you can trust gold. It's been a store of value for tens of thousands of years. Give me your Bitcoin, suckers. No, thank you, Peter. Who do I trust? Bitcoin. Who do I don't trust? Anything not Bitcoin. Any human being, not Bitcoin. Any company, not Bitcoin. Any politician, not Bitcoin. Nobody. Trust nothing. Verify everything. Simple. And if you can live by those words, you can live a fantastical Biddy life. That's all I'm saying. No Diddy, though. Peter Schiff to the Nibbinator. When Bitcoin maxis meet the cable or the card tables, the dealers lose because we start talking so enthusiastically we forget to put the bets on the table. Twice. And all the Bitcoiners and the dealer just sat there. Welcome to Blackjack in Vegas, baby. during the conference. You can trust Jim Cramer. He won't mislead you. You can trust Anthony Fauci. He would never mislead you. You can trust Kamala and Joe Biden, Creepy Joe. Why would they mislead you? They would never do that. They're so trustworthy. So trustworthy. It's like a young Jim Cramer. You just got to smack him in the back of his bald head and trust the mofo. He's going to do the right thing. But anyways, next story of the day. Yo, keep the comments coming. Let's freaking go. Next story headline reads, Pakistan announces the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Major news. I repeat, major news. Bilal, head of the Pakistan Crypto Council. I didn't even know Pakistan had a crypto council. Let's go, Pakistan. Announced May 28th, the country is moving to establish a strategic Bitty Reserve. That's right. Speaking at the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, he said the government of Pakistan followed the U.S.'s lead, established the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and is currently embracing pro-crypto regulatory policies. The government official told the audience, we made Gary Gensler, the chairman. I'm just joking. Today is a very historic day. Today, I announced the Pakistan government is setting up its own government-led Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and we want to thank the United States of America again because we were inspired by them. So Trend Center Trumpster did his thing, signing the executive order for the U.S., and now other countries, domino effect, dominoes are falling. The announcement represents a significant departure from the government of Pakistan's previous stance on crypto, holding crypto would never be legal in the country. So they did once say that. Now they're eating their own words. Never trust lizard folk to begin with, and you would have never believed that. But anyways, Pakistan's shift reflects the broader trend of the nation states adopting pro-crypto policies through regulatory shift to Washington. Under President Trump administration, this was that guy, Bilal, speaking on behalf of Pakistan at the conference, making the big announcements. The Pakistan government first explored the idea of a national crypto council in February 2025 to oversee the development of a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto to attract foreign investment. Several initiatives were proposed by the council, including using runoff energy to mine Bitcoin. You know what's interesting? Acronym for BTC, obviously it stands for Bitcoin, but it can also stand for Bitcoin Treasury Country. A Bitcoin Treasury Country, BTC. Dude, holy shit. Now, in May of 2025, the council announced the allocation of 2,000 megawatts of excess energy to Bitcoin mining and high-performance computing data centers. Meanwhile, Binance co-founder CZ is one of the council advisors. Shout out CZ, doing it big. Appointed in April, the executive will advise on crypto regulations, and he is maybe the richest in crypto, I dare say. Maybe minus a couple of incognito folks not on paper, maybe like Max or like Satoshi or something like that. Blockchain infrastructure and the adoption of the digital assets. Meanwhile, Trump's World Financial Decentralized Protocol signed the letter of intent to help the country tokenize real world assets, built DeFi architecture, and experiment with a crypto product. And more recently, Pakistan's Ministry of Finance commissioned the establishment of the entirely new agency to oversee the digital asset regulation in Pakistan. The Digital Asset Authority will oversee the regulation of the crypto platform and issue licenses to the digital asset providers operating in the country. And if you don't know, what are you doing with your life? I mean, come on now. But there you have it. I mean, shit, very bullish. Very, very bullish. If you're not bullish, shit, you're bearish. And if you're bearish, you're not a bitty bull. And if you're not a bitty bull, you're a vegetable, meaning you're gay. Sorry to say it. Got to call it how I see it. Hopefully you're entertained, bro. Just called Chang. His name is too long. Exactly. When you get an Asian name, just call him Ricky. Simple. Don't ever try to pronounce it. Feed the lizard folk to the Nippinator. Exactly. Precisely what we're going to do. Nippinator indicator. We're feeding the nip. Feeding the motherfucking nip. But anyways, we also have a 330,000 target, but I think we're going to skip that and just go right to Adam Back because we're very limited on time. Time's just like going by quick today as it's already 5:11. We still got our feature story of the day. So we're going to skip the 330 prediction. I was going to squeeze in there just due to lack of time, but just trust 330,000 in play this cycle this year. Just make note of that. In fact, I dare say 420 in play for the broskies, broski laroskis. And also 1 million in play, according to Adam Back, Bitcoin OG. That's our next story. Don't forget to continue to blow up the stream. Comments and quotes will get reposted before we transition to our feature story. Then we're going to do some live Q&A and transition to the uncensored version of the pod, play a new music video, and all that good stuff. Praying for Fax and his daughter. I hope and pray she is completely healed and quickly. Him too. If he was injured, she is everything. Amen to that. In fact, let's strike the gong and send some prayers to Fax and his beautiful daughter. Hope everyone is A-okay. Yeah, Fax posted an image of, a car hit the side of their car, like crushing their car, and it looked pretty significant. And I know he was awaiting, I think, ambulance to come pick up his daughter or something like that. So sending some prayers his ways. Unfortunately, these crazy mofos on the roads, it's crazy. You got to be extra safe out there. But let me check the X feed one more time. We're about to transition to the feature story. Rest in peace, McAfee. McAfee did warn us, by the way. This is etched in history. On May 2nd, 2020, he said, do not, under any circumstance, take the vaccine. You got to respect a man like that. There's a reason they whacked him, and one of many reasons. He tells you the truth, and he had influence. I did actually 2 interviews with him here on my channel, and one was right before they unalived him in the Spanish prison cell. So, my heart goes out to the legend. Love that guy. Oh, shit. It sucks he's dead, man. But they fucking whacked him. He predicted it. He had the tattoo whacked on his arm. He called it. Sad, 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 sad. My husband got in a car hit at the airport, parked. Jeez Louise. Yo, I got in an accident, parked in front of my daughter's school. Parked. Picking up my daughter. I was parked where you're supposed to be. And a car, a woman driver, and a brand new Beamer, just rammed into the back of my whip. And she blamed it on the car. She said, I swear I was in park. The car just automatically went on its own. I'm scratching my head like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Cars don't do that. And then I started researching it because she sounded so believable. Oh my God, I didn't even have my foot on the gas. I was in park. What's wrong with these brand new Beamer cars? Like in $100,000 car. And I'm like so skeptical, but I start Googling, is this fucking even possible? No, it's not possible. She's lying. Shit. Maybe Andrew was right about these women drivers, and that doesn't go to all women, but come on now. Crazy. JV, your transition will keep you out of the weaving. The video Fax posted showed the guy running away. No, it was a fucking hit and run. That dude belonged in prison. Hopefully they got his license plate. They'll track him down, warrant for the arrest, all that. It's illegal to do that. So hopefully they find this mofo. Sounds like a doobie thing. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Yowzer, Scoob. Yeah, the car really made its own decision. Exactly. I swear it wasn't me. Could have killed someone because a lot of kids, cross as well. So it was like completely shocked. I'm just glad it wasn't in the new range. I would have been really upset. There's more cars than people on the road. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, let me get a sip of the water. We're going to transition to our feature story. And as soon as the feature story is done, the latest from Adam Back, we're going to transition to the uncensored version of the pod. Just heads up. The Rumble link is already pinned in the top. So head on over to the Rumble now in advance so you don't get left out. I'll be honest, I accidentally backed into someone in a parking lot. My foot hit the gas instead of the brake. At least you admit it. This woman was like, I didn't do nothing. It's like, it doesn't magically hit the gas on its own, lady. But at least you can admit it. So respect. All right, here we go. You guys ready with the mom spaghetti? He's nervous. Nippinator looking calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting he's a dog. He thinks he's Satoshi. But anyways, all right. Now for our feature story of the day. Bitcoin OG Adam Back presents Blockstream's Bitcoin First Infrastructure Vision at Bitcoin 2025. He was one of the main speakers yesterday. He also shared his target when he personally feels Bitcoin had hit 1 million per coin. So we're going to break this baby down. And there's another headline here. Adam Back predicts when Bitcoin will reach 1 milli, the epic 7-figure milestone, which is practically a 10x from here. So let's break her down, shall we? Adam Back, co-founder and CEO of Blockstream, the Biddy OG, took the stage at a Biddy conference with a clear message. Bitcoin is becoming the foundation of the global finance, and Blockstream is building the infrastructure to support it. Amen. Quoting him again. So I think Bitcoin is still early. Back began, but more mainstream players are starting to become involved. It is starting to become the foundation of global finance. From El Salvador's President Bukele becoming patient zero to institutional adoption spreading rapidly. Back emphasized that the people in all the layers of the company, management, and politics have been orange pilled. That's right, including the entire Trump family. You had Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, both big Bitcoin advocates that firmly believe in Bitcoin, talking about right now there's 50 million Bitcoiners in the US. We're about to double that number to 100 million, and also said 0.1 Bitcoin can make you ultimately rich. So imagine that. So we couldn't get a more bullish, group in our government right now, which is great. And citing Bitcoin's accelerating growth trajectory, Back referenced Hal Finney, the legend, prediction that Bitcoin addressable market could hit 200 trillion. And as of today, we're only, 2 trillion? So game on. Today, we're a lot closer to that situation, he noted. He alluded again that this is just the beginning. Bring it. To meet the growing demand, Back announced Blockstream's plan to support the journey from 100 million to a billion users, which ultimately a 10x in users. By simplifying self-custody, to me, it's already simple. I don't know how much more simpler it can get. You just buy a cold wallet for like $50 and you hold your own private keys, nacho cheese. Broski, please. And Bitcoin native asset management. We are laser focused on the Biddy. At Blockstream, we're here to provide the infrastructure to enable it. That's what's up. In a detailed presentation, Back outlined the 5 core pillars powering the Blockstream strategy. And breaking her down here, infrastructure expansion. Bitcoin is becoming the dominant financial asset and platform for global transactions. Blockstream enables and supports the infrastructure around it. Unified platform, Blockstream's developing one platform built for the Bitcoin economy, including consumer products, secure self-custody, and enterprise solutions, asset transfer on Bitcoin rails, and institutional integration custody for the large-scale investment. The Blockstream app, designed to streamline self-custody. The app simplifies onboarding, supports the Biddy, Lightning Biddy, and USDT, and offers advanced features for experienced users, enterprise tools with custody tokenization without smart contract risk, the SDK API-ready infrastructure. Blockstream's pushing enterprise-grade Bitcoin use cases from corporate finance to treasuries, security, and ecosystem design, secure, proven, built to last. Back said, referring to the Blockstream Bitcoin first architecture, security is our cornerstone, and every product connects to every layer. In closing, Back reaffirmed his long-term vision: the future of finance runs on Bitcoin. And now a little deeper into some of the targets, and depending upon which interview you listen to, I know recently on stage he said Bitcoin likely to hit 1 million within the next 5 years. I've also heard interviews of him saying Bitcoin could even hit $1 million this cycle, with the USA jumping in. And here he breaks it down a little deeper, so I want to discuss this. When Alex Thorne, firm-wide research lead of Galaxy Digital, asked Back where he sees the Bitcoin price in the next 5 years, the Blockstream CEO did not hesitate and responded, 1 million easy. I dare say 1 million easy peasy. The Bitcoin OG, who is one of the few names mentioned in Bitcoin's white paper written by Satoshi, predicted that the pioneering crypto would reach 1 million specifically within the next 5 years. Interestingly, this uptrend would see Bitcoin rally 826% roughly from the current price. Let me know if you agree, disagree with the OG. Notably, other respondents to Thorne's question to the conference in Vegas predicted a milder target. Managing partner of Pantera Capital, Dan Moorhead, says 750 Gs. While CEO of CIO of the 10T Holdings, Dan Tapiero, projects 1 million over the next 10 years. Why so bearish, Dan? Meanwhile, Back emphasized the Bitcoin hard money property is attracting every institution that comes in contact with. He suggested nation states and large-scale firms are beginning to take the orange pill, evident in the growing adoption seen today, evident in the frickin' 30,000 people in Vegas celebrating the Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And interestingly, $1 million Bitcoin prediction is becoming a popular outlook. We also have the Binance co-founder CZ projecting Bitcoin reaching 1 million this bull cycle. Also, we have Jan 3 founder Sam Mao projecting Bitcoin hitting 1 million this cycle. We also have Bitcoin OG Max Kaiser, who spoke at the conference on stage today, projecting Bitcoin hitting 2.2 million this cycle. Potentially anything is possible. Bitcoin has no top. Fiat has no bottom. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the pod exclusively on the Rumble. Click the link in the description, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, and let's get ready to rumble, shall we? And the YouTube transmission should be ending